To be honest, it's wild to me that I'm even recording this video. When I started in NFTs 6-7 months ago, I never dreamed that I'd be in this position, but the title of this video is how I made my first 6 figures in NFTs. Let's do it. Okay, in my last video, which you can watch up here, I did what a lot of people aren't willing to do, which is actually show their wallet, show their NFT sales history, and just be completely transparent about it and go through all of my mistakes and my learnings as well as my profits. And the response was really overwhelming. In the comments, all of you said you wanted more, you wanted me to go through my other wallets and just keep doing this so you can keep learning from my own mistakes and my own stupid decisions. I know I personally get a lot out of this as well, so yeah, hopefully you do. And in this video, I'm going to go through 2 of my wallets and keep going through all the sales history, exactly what sales I did that made me lots of money, what sales I did that actually lost me money, and kind of reflect around why certain decisions were made and why in hindsight I shouldn't have done certain things. And hopefully you get a lot out of this video because I know I certainly do when I go through it. So let's go over to the laptop and screen share. Last time we did this video, OpenSea rugged us and we only got through halfway through this wallet. So I'm going to continue off where we left off here, where we were talking about this My Pet Hooligan, which I sold pre-reveal, and I actually had a 1 of 1 rep My Pet Hooligan. So I sold for 0.499, which at the time was, well over $1,000. I think mint price was pretty low. I think mint price was like 0.1 or 0.2. I honestly can't remember, but huge mistake in the scheme of things. But at the time I was just stacking ETH. I was just trying to get quick sales and just build my bankroll up. And you can see that through my history, that's kind of my tactic a lot of the time. And so when you go through that tactic, you are more likely to do this more often, right? And I think a few of the comments was like, oh, Liam, you're so lucky, you minted 1 of 1. I mean, statistically, if most projects have 5,000 collection and there's 5 1 of 1s in each collection, I mean, you have a 1 of 1,000 chance of getting a 1 of 1. If you end up minting 1,000 things over the course of your NFT career, the chances of you minting a 1 of 1 is actually higher than a lot of people realize. So I have minted a lot of things. And that's why I think, I'm not too surprised that I eventually did mint a 1 of 1. But yeah, if you've only minted 20 or 30 things, the likelihood of you minting a 1 of 1 is much less. Let's just say that. So let's keep going into the wallet history. Here I bought a Frontier game Zero Genesis for 0.04. This was actually quite a decent trade for me because we knew about an Ubisoft rumor that was going around, and one of the alpha groups I was in helped show us some rumors and some leaked information and some hidden hints around that rumor. And so I was able to buy in early. I think I ended up selling that for about 0.3 or 0.4. So after fees, that's a significant return, like an 8x return on that $100 investment, which was pretty awesome. The Nuclear Nerds here, this was a degen play. I'm pretty sure it was a stealth mint, just dropped out of nowhere. Mint price was pretty cheap. Again, was able to sell quite quickly. I think these end up pumping to 0.2 or 0.3. I was able to secure a quick profit there, which I was happy with. Here's a squishy squad. My boy Bento. I didn't actually get whitelist for this, but I wanted to get in on it. I think I ended up selling this for a loss a little bit later because I needed some liquidity. But then I bought back in when there was a pump in January and actually made a bit of money from squishy as well. The Littles will go down as a really big win for me, but also a big loss because I'm actually holding a couple as well. For anyone that knows the Littles, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, but I bought this guy for 0.23. I think I ended up selling him for 0.5 or 0.6, so double my money. I think in Australian dollars, like it's $1,000 investment, and ended up selling for over $2,000, so that was pretty cool. More Than Gamers was a really hyped whitelist. I was lucky enough to get whitelist from Ryan D Crypto. Shout out to my boy Ryan. 0.33, I think these end up pumping to they really pumped because I think they had a collab with some fashion design. I can't remember what, but I sold pre-reveal again. Regret that a little bit, but 0.3 profit was pretty decent. Definitely bank it. The Blade Runner Punks, that was interesting. Another degen mint. As you can see, I sold, probably made $300-$400 from this. I think it was even a free mint. So I minted these for free. So that was great to make $400, $500 just from a free mint. Flower Girl was, I remember this vividly, this was a Gary V pump. So Gary V either shielded on Twitter or I was tracking his wallet and he bought a few or swept a few. And so I was just lucky. I was online at the time, saw him mint it or saw him sweep it, immediately bought straight away for 0.06. And then, yeah, within 10 minutes, I think I was able to sell it for double the price. So that was a good pump. The Gary V pumps don't work as much anymore as they used to, but that was a bit of fun. Blade Runner punks again. We just talked about Longy Mulls. That obviously was a disaster of a free mint. I've sold both for 0.01, which is like $20 each. I mean, it would have cost that much in gas. I think I was just trying to recoup my investment from my gas. Wolves, I sold for 0.197. I was actually really proud of this because if you look at the chart on Wolves pre-reveal, it actually stayed around 0.15 and 0.1 for ages, and I was able just to time a little local pump and got an extra 0.05 profit out of it, which at the time was worth an extra couple of $100. So I was really proud of reading the chart and being able to time the top of that little pump. Rugburn was a free mint. Shout out to the guys at Rugburn there, a really cool community. Free mint and sold for 0.249. DNA Culture, which I'm pretty sure was just taking artwork from other collections, and 0.05 from a free mint, not too bad. But I think, I probably didn't profit much from all of that. The flip maps were really cool. They were a bit of a derivative of Blip Map, which is, insanely popular. I was able to sell 3 for 0.149 each or 1.4 each. So over 0.4 in sales, which was huge, which I was really, really happy with. Bundle of 6, best price, I've named that. Obviously, I have no idea what this is. Obviously, I've sold 6 NFTs for $39. Again, that was obviously going down to zero, and I just wanted to get rid of it and recoup some of my costs. Again, shows these djinn mints don't actually do that well a lot of the time. Minotaurs as well. I've just minted 4 Minotaurs and basically made no money out of any of them. Another djinn play. Here's that squishy squad I was talking about earlier. Actually, so I made about 0.1 or 0.15 profit after fees though. Probably no profit. PX Quest. I grinded so hard for this whitelist because I thought it was going to do really well, and I managed to sell for 0.9. So that was really cool. I think I sold within the first hour after mint. So to profit nearly 1 ETH from a whitelist grind, I was super happy with. It didn't actually take me too long. I think I was only in there for a few days, and managed to get that. Now these Hunger Brains, this is an interesting story because I specifically remember everyone was pretty psyched for these. It was just after the game meta that we went through with all like the wolf game and the fox game and the bear game and all those games that we went through, and this was another one of these, but there was a lot of like decent traders that were really excited about this. I got up at 2 or 3 a.m. in the middle of the night to mint these because it was a bit of a stealth mint. I think I had whitelist. I can't remember how I was actually able to mint it, but mint price was quite high. I think mint price was 0.12 or something like that. So as you can see, I essentially lost money on all 3 of my mints. So or gas was really high. I can't actually remember, but I know that it was an absolute disaster. The floor just started bricking straight away after mint. I think the contract maybe was really bad or something, but I spent a lot of money on minting Hunger Brains, and I was just able to sell all 3 of them and get out for a small loss before the floor completely bricked. It was a really stressful hour and a half in the middle of the night for me, and this is why the story is so interesting. But about 2 hours later, at about 6 a.m. Australian time, there was this other project that was minting called Azuki. And if you guys know NFTs and you know about Azuki, I actually was so tired and so drained from this hungry brains stress that we went through. I actually slept through my alarm of the Azuki mint, and I woke up maybe 10 or 20 minutes into mint and immediately panicked because I really wanted to mint Azuki, and then straight away, mint was over. It sold out in, I think, a few minutes at 1 ETH, and the floor was instantly 2 ETH. I was super, super bummed because that was going to be a huge, huge play. Hideout, the group I'm in, shout out to the Hideout guys. they all max minted Azuki. I think they all got like 5 each, you know, and in typical hideout fashion, flipped them all for 2 ETH each. So they all made 10 ETH that morning. And yeah, I was just there lying in bed going, what have I done? I've spent all my time on these hungry brains. I've stuffed my sleep pattern. I've missed Azuki, and I've missed the opportunity to make 10 ETH in one morning. Which at the time, 10 ETH would have been like $30,000-$40,000. So I was super bummed about that. It actually is a bit nicer to know that all my mates who sold Azuki at 2 ETH weren't there to bank when Azuki hit 20 ETH later. But yeah, Azuki was the one that got away, and that was because of these hungry brains and because of my laziness to not get up when my alarm went off. So that was really interesting. The Firene DAO, so this was the flipped Irene DAO. This is when, you know, full peak bull run was in style, 0.19 to 0.299, just a really easy flip quickly there. Rengoku I've just sold for 0.17. I think that went to 1.1.3, so I sold that a bit too early. This is a little art blocks piece. I think I've doubled my money there. Metroverse was a huge cook, which was really cool to get whitelist for that and then sell for 1.5 ETH. That was really awesome. Wow Pixies, I sold one for 0.33, which was like so stoked. That was a djinn play, stealth mint. So was this one, the 0.08 sale. So the Ape Invaders, this is all I think in January, February, where yeah, the NFT market was on fire. I can't wait for that to happen again. But yeah, the Ape Invaders I think was a really cheap mint or a free mint. I ended up selling both. I sold one for 0.18 and another for 0.4, I think. So I've made nearly 0.6 from a super cheap mint, which was super, super cool. The collector token here I've bought for 0.88 and sold for 0.79. There was a rumor that they were going to launch something with Elon Musk. Again, I was just banking on the rumor because if it came out, I was expecting something like the Adidas drop. It hasn't worked out. I've lost a fair bit of money here because I think the royalties for this was like super high as well. So lost a bit of money there. I was speculating, I was gambling on a rumor. Didn't quite work out like it did for Frontier, but super interesting. Killer GF. Now, this is a time where I just completely paper-handed. These ran to 2 ETH, I think, pre-reveal, and I sold for 0.37. So that was a huge, huge stuff up from my point of view. And I was actually emotionally really bummed about this for about 24 hours. I had to take a break from NFTs for 24 hours because I was super bummed. You know, and I had this collector token loss in the same day. So I just had a really bad day. And it helped. I just walked away from NFTs for a day and was able to reset, and yeah, got a Kitty Crypto Gang whitelist. Oh no, I didn't get a Crypto Kitty Gang whitelist. I missed out on the whitelist because I forgot to submit my wallet, which was very frustrating. And I was able to buy for 0.6 and sell for 0.76. So after fees, made a quick $500 in Australian dollars. So I was pretty happy with that. Goss Ape Girl, shout out to the Goss Ape team from Singapore. They're actually a really legit team. They did a stealth mint, sold out really quickly and pumped the up. It was really cool with that. So selling for 0.15, I was stoked with. And then same with these Ascendant NFTs. If I scroll up, I sold another Ascendant later on, and I really want to find, here it is. I sold one for 0.79 when they really pumped, and then I've sold these for 0.2, 0.1, 0.1. So I've made over an ETH from this Ascendant play. Again, this was a stealth mint. Yeah, I minted 4 and yeah, hugely, hugely profitable, which is awesome. Here's the Frontier game one that I talked about before, and as well as the Ape Invader that I talked about before. So I made over 0.7 collectively for that. The Bygones Aztec, a stealth mint that obviously was no good. Again, these stealth mints just never turn out to be anything. So you got to remember that. Magic Mushroom, there was a rumor that if you held one of these, you got to mint the We're Gonna Make It media NFT. So I bought one of these, hoping to get that. I don't think I made any money out of it. Lucky Tigers was a stealth mint about tiger beer. I love the tiger beer and the bintang beers because, you know, I traveled to Asia a bit to go surfing. So that was good to make a bit of money out of those. Beings, I was really proud of this because the floor bricked super hard and I was able to sell, you know, quite high for 2 of them. I held the third one for a moonshot and got out before it completely bricked. But yeah, I've made nearly, quick math, 1.5 ETH there. And then the beans as well, the dumb ways to die. I might do another video on this, the beans, because I sold my beans early, like 0.69 and 0.8, so made another 1.5. And then I bought back in and rode the pump back up again. So I've bought back in at 0.4 and 0.39, and then sold again at 0.48, 0.53, 0.5. So I was really stoked with that with beans. I think I ended up making 2 ETH from that mint. And the fact that beans, I think now their floor price is like 0.1, for me to be able to make 2 ETH from that project, I was super happy with. Women of Crypto, I can't remember what that was, but obviously I've made 0.5 profit there. As you can see, like this, the last like couple of weeks here, like I made a fair chunk of money. Like I think I would have made like 5 to 10 ETH just from the last couple of weeks of this. Same with the donuts, the Alfie Whales and Whale Together. Shout out to the Whale Together team, they're legends over there. Fortune Friends Club as well. Like all of these little sales like keep adding up. And then we got the cool pets. So this was me trying to ride a pump. I've bought for 1.9 and sold for 2.1. I think royalties and fees, it cost about 0.2. So I've actually lost money on this pump. But thankfully I was also whitelist on my other wallet. So I was able to mint on my other wallet and yeah, made 2 ETH from that as well. Pixel One, we all know that story. That was a disaster. Thankfully I didn't get hurt too much with a 1.1 ETH sale. Meta Angels, these rode to I think 0.9 or something. I got out too early, obviously, typical Liam again, but made some money from them. I ended up having 3 because I was gold listed and I was in that Discord early. Squishyverse, 0.12, 0.11. Yeah, decent mint there as well. Project Rirusu, 0.17, 0.1. I actually have no recollection of that project, but so I have no idea what the mint price was, but I assume that there was a little bit of a profit there. Same with the cap locks. That was good. They ended up running to 0.7, I think, after I sold. As you can see, guys, like I always kind of sell a little bit too early, but adding up all of these profits has made a huge difference in my life. So even though I have sold it a little bit early for a lot of things, I'm happy. And look, something like Clementine's Nightmare, which a lot of people thought was going to be long-term, a really quality project and a really solid floor price. I flipped really early, flipped for over 1 ETH, and yeah, that was the situation where it was 100% the right move. Had no idea it was going to be at the time, but yeah, I think floor price is down to like 0.1 at the moment, so it's lost 90% of its value. Really, really happy with that. Cyber Frogs, geez, this is a cook, 0.3 sales. Cyber Turtles as well, Primal Beast as well, Broski's 0.45, MPL, like all of these ones, that adds up quite significantly as well. That was almost like a 2 ETH week as well. MPL looks like I've bought back in. I've tried sniping. Yeah, here we go. I've tried sniping a rare for 0.38. I've ended up selling for 0.29, so I've lost a bit of money there. But that's just the game. I've just gone to try and snipe a few and it hasn't worked out. World of Women Galaxy. I was super stoked. I actually got whitelist through Zenica, so that was super beneficial. Mint price I think was 0.6, so I've made 1 ETH profit there. Super happy with that. Made a few profits here on the Akuma Origins. They pumped to like 1 ETH or something ridiculous. I obviously sold way too early for them. That could have been another 2 ETH for me. Arcade Land, they pumped to like 0.8 or 0.9. Actually, I think they pumped over a 1 ETH. Again, I sold too early, but 0.4 profit is definitely decent, and I sold another for 0.6 here. Pre-mint looks like I bought one early for 0.378, and I know I sold one. Oh, I must have sold it on my other wallet, but I sold that for nearly 2 ETH, that pre-mint pass. So that was a really profitable play for me. Really happy with that. Antebellum Land, not much of a profit, but glad to get that. Gummies Gang, not much of a profit. A Key Story, not much of a profit, but enough to add up. Like this is all 0.1, 0.2 profits, which I was pretty happy with. Same with the NFT World's Genesis avatars. And then the Karafuru, I think that was a 0.05 profit, so don't get too excited about that 0.4 profit. And then this comes up into like this last week where I bought one of these Genesis passes, which I think was really cool. That ended up being a terrible move, and I FOMO'd in. But it was just a risk I tried to go with because stealth mints and free mints are pumping at the moment. I bought for 0.56. I think floor at the moment is like 0.2 or 0.1. That's no good. But I was able to make it back with this Akumu Dragon sale, which is pretty cool. And it looks like this has been revealed. So I wonder if we got a rare on this and I've just sold it too early. Oh no, it doesn't look like it's too rare. It's got the little 3D sunglasses, but that's all right. Oh, it looks like someone sold it for 0.7, so I have sold a little bit too early, but you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter too much. So that's the end of one of my wallets. I was planning on going through both wallets in this video, but that's a long video so far. But I hope that gave you an insight into what kind of trades I was making and how I was able to make my first 6 figures in NFTs. I think if you add up all of the profits from this wallet, I think it adds up to about 20 to 21 ETH in profits. Yeah, that's me just trying to show you guys what's possible and show you guys that, yeah, if you... All right, I ended up cutting the last part of this video because I started waffling and this video has been long enough, but I wanted to wrap up this video by saying 2 things. One, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this should be interpreted as financial advice. As you can see, trading in NFTs is extremely risky. I was losing a fair bit of money on some of these plays very quickly. And if you end up holding some of these NFTs, you can lose up to 80–90% of their value. So please know that if you're trading NFTs and you don't know what you're doing, it's insanely risky. But in saying that, I've been able to be really profitable from it. And yeah, I guess the next question is, how have I been able to profit so much? Well, it wasn't until I started learning from some expert traders around what they did and started modeling their success did things turn around for me. And so that was my whole idea around my upcoming free NFT project, is the NFT Expert Summit is getting these same experts that helped me, as well as a bunch of others. We've got 25 speakers now, which is pretty epic. But they're gonna all come in and speak to you guys if you hold the NFT. That is, if you mint it for free or if you buy it on secondary on OpenSea. You'll be able to attend this summit and listen to these expert traders and listen to them around what they've done that's worked for them and what mistakes they've made and all of that stuff that can help you become a better trader. So they definitely helped me. As you can see from my wallet, they've definitely helped me profit a lot from NFTs. And so my hope is that they can help others as well. And so that's why I've put together this free mint, the NFT Expert Summit. And you guys can get whitelist from it just by following me on YouTube, following me on Twitter. My handle is LiamDNFT. There's a Google form below this video. And we are wrapping up the whitelists over the next week or so. And I want you to know that this is your time. Either fill in the Google form, or if you are an artistic person of some kind or a creative person of some kind, people that have been posting on Twitter different header images and different Twitter banners. I might chuck a few up here. Some guys have been sending YouTube thumbnails. Guys have just been putting their artistic work out there and showing me and trying to be helpful. And yeah, I've been rewarding some of them with whitelists. So this is an invitation to all of you guys out there. If you've been trying to get whitelists through filling out the Google Forms, there are other ways. Impress me, try and do something helpful for the project, and I'm sure I'll notice you. So that's your invitation. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what creative stuff that you guys come up with and rewarding more of you with whitelists for this free mint. I'm really excited for it, and I think it's going to help a lot of people. So I think we're going to wrap up the video. Yep. Let's do it. Don't forget to watch it again if you feel like you needed to learn a few other things around the ins and outs of my trading history. Comment below if you want me to go through even more wallets, so I know that this isn't just a waste of time. And finally, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and subscribe with notifications on my YouTube.